For most teams, as we know it, high school football has ended around the nation. However, for four special teams, there is a fifth quarter. I'm Monet Anderson. Thank you for joining Time Out Sports. As I said, there is a fifth quarter, and one of them includes a team from the Baltimore area. If you don't know who they are, well, the St.Frances Panthers. Sitting here with me today are three players, actually excellent players from that team, and I'm going to let them do introductions. Guys, we're going to start with our coolest over here to the left. I want you to introduce yourself, your position for St.Frances.
I'm Joachim, Banda, running back.
Shane Lee, linebacker.
Kwincey Hall, slot receiver and specialist.
All right, those names are household names, and if they aren't, they will be after the game being played on December 23rd, called the Geico Champions Bowl. These four teams are four teams around the nation that have gone undefeated and also won their conference. St.Frances will be heading that way on December 23rd to play at 6:30 p.m. First of all, Joachim, the coolest. I want to start with you. How do you feel about being chosen to play in this game?
I feel great. It's a great opportunity for my teammates and I, and we're ready. We've been practicing all week last week, and we're continuing to practice until we go down to Arizona. So
all right.
Ready for this.
You're ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Shane. Joachim says you're ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Our teammates do a great job of preparing myself, and we just work hard every day. Iron sharpens iron. So we just gotta go out and do it now.
You got to go out and do it. Kwincey Hall, how you feeling about this game?
Yeah, I'm feeling excited. Great exposure for everyone playing on the team. So it's a big step up to get our name out there and show colleges what we can do.
Absolutely, and you spoke of exposure, and all of you all definitely have that exposure. You know what, Kwincey, I watched you play a couple of times this season, and one thing was kind of strange to me. You wore number 98 as a wide receiver. Where did that come from?
So it started back my first year playing football. I wanted number 1 or number 2, but my father wasn't going to give me that number. So I actually wanted 99, but we didn't have that jersey number, so the next highest number was 98, so I went with that.
So you went with that. Did you guys think that was strange that a wide receiver was wearing the number 98?
Yeah. Not really.
I supported it.
You supported it.
Yeah.
Right. He's good, right? He
Yeah,
can wear
so-
whatever number he wants to wear.
He's swaggy as him.
Absolutely. Shane, let me ask you, number 1 linebacker in the country, how does that feel?
It's definitely humbling, just since the first day in pads, working towards a goal, and for me, it's just to be the best, one of the best to ever do it. So for me to be number 1, in some people's eyes, it's honor, and I just feel blessed.
It's definitely an honor. Now I'm gonna go here, guys. Kwincey, tell me about this guy's work ethic over here, Joachim. What have you seen out of your teammate this season?
He's very dedicated, especially Dylan. Playing running back is not easy.
Right.
Playing running back for us, but he actually works out more than most running backs that I know.
Wow.
Other than that, he's just really determined to be the best at his position,
Right.
and definitely in the league.
Definitely an elite. Joachim,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me about Shane's work ethic. Is he one of the best in your eyes? Does he deserve that number 1 in the country?
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Shane is probably one of the hardest working person I know, and all three of us here during the summer, we grind together, do everything together, work out together. Kwincey's dad is always working us out, and besides that, Shane's always doing something a part to be different from any other linebacker in the country. So I do think he deserves that number 1.
All right. Shane, I think you got 2 votes here for number 1. Tell me about this young man right here and his work ethic in your eyes.
I just speak on both of them. You hang around people who, raise you up and don't bring you down, and that's why I hang with these two, because we push each other.
Awesome.
Like I said, we're always in the gym, constantly every weekend we play. me and Joe were just in the gym. I know Kwincey was, rehabbing or in the gym yesterday.
Right.
And so it's just the culture that we have, a friend group that we have. So we just try to be the best.
Try to be the best at it. The MIAA, one of the most elite in the area. In you guys' eyes, you all were picked out of, I don't know how many high school teams in the nation. Do you feel you deserve this reward, Joachim?
Yes, I do feel we deserve this award because once again during the summer nobody else was grinding with us other than us, and a lot of teams out here don't, or not on our side, even in the area, they don't support us to go out there and represent the state or the DMV. And a lot of adults, hate on us, and
Wow.
we just have to go out there and prove everybody wrong.
Right. Kwincey?
I'm gonna just start out with I definitely think that we deserve to play in this bowl game.
Yeah.
East Coast wise, I think that we're the best team on the East Coast.
All right.
It's just because we have something that other teams don't have, and that's the it factor. Most of our players have that it inside of them, and I think that just flying out to the West Coast is going to be a very humbling experience, but also it's going to be a great game to watch as well.
That's right. Shane, you feel you all deserve it?
Yeah, most definitely. Like they said, we work hard for what we got, and it's like a reward, but we haven't been rewarded yet.
That's
and
right.
It comes from the win that we're gonna get. So yeah, we definitely deserve it, and we just gotta go earn it.
You
like
gotta go
everything
earn it.
else.
That's right. Joachim, you brought up a point just a few moments ago. You hate to use the word hate, and you hate to use the adults hating on a high school football team, but it happens, and we know that it happens. How do you all respond to that?
We don't really let that get to us. We don't make it as big of a concern as other people do. We just, once we hear about it, push it to the side and we move on. And it's like the coach says, it's all about us, not about anybody else. So whatever
That's
happens, it's about us at the end of the day.
That's right. Now, all season, you guys have been number one. I mean, just number one across the board. You're either shutting teams out or you're barely letting them score. The closest game I believe you all had was against Mount St. Joe's. I want to hear about that game because, as I look at the schedule, I see 54-0, 47-0. How did Mount St. Joe's infiltrate to put up that many points against you all? Shane, I'm coming right to the middle.
I mean, yeah, they're a good team. No team that we played, was terrible. So, I mean, they came out, they had a game plan, obviously, and they executed it well. And you just got to give them their props,
That's
it's
right.
not impossible to do it, but, they're just the ones who did it.
That's
so,
right.
hats off to them.
All right. Kwincey, what's your take on how they put up those points on you all based on what no one else did all season?
In the beginning, their defense was stopping us offensively. We couldn't really score on every drive. Defensive wise, they just had a couple playmakers that was playing the game the way they're supposed to.
Right.
But overall, after halftime, we got things together and just took the victory.
Right. Coach got you all together at the halftime. Joachim, tell me about it.
When we came together, he just talked to us and told us that nobody's going to beat us this game by ourselves. If we keep letting the opposing teams get in our heads, that's really not a humble thing to do as players. We can't fight back. We just have to keep our composure and keep going.
That's right. So being number one all season, how does it feel going in as the underdog? You all will be playing Bingham. Bingham has actually been playing in this bowl 2 years prior. This is their third year. They haven't won, so they're extra hungry this time. How do you feel going in as the underdog, Joachim?
Personally, to me, I really just think we prepare for them as we prepare for any other team, and we just have to go out there and do what we've been doing the whole season, and which is playing hard, playing physical, and playing fast. The defense shuts down their offense, and our offense goes to score. So, and the turnout of the game ends how it ends.
That's right. Kwincey. Underdog. Can you believe it? St.Frances? How does that make you feel?
Mainly over my career, I've always been an underdog, so it's nothing new. for me, especially at my size, playing the position. Basically, I just think that it's nothing that I can really tolerate or anything that I can go against, because it's not my opinion how other people feel about our team.
Right.
But just keep working hard, and the outcome is going to be basically what you put in practice. If you don't practice the way that you think the way that you're supposed to execute, it's just not gonna. Anything's just not really gonna work out.
That's right. You practice how you play. Shane, underdog. How you feeling about that?
Yeah, I don't pay attention to it, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, it's somebody else's opinion. I know what I believe. I like to think I know what my team believes. And, just like Joe said, we prepare for it like any other game. And that's just it. Just
All
go out
right.
and play.
All right, that's just it. Joe,
Yes.
so I can abbreviate it.
Yes.
All right, so you're abbreviated from now on, right? All right. Quincy, you just spoke on being an underdog all your life based on being smaller than the quote-unquote average receiver height. Talk about that a little bit.
To me, really, size doesn't really matter. It's about size of your heart. And I have a big heart, as most people know after they play against me. So basically, it's just the work ethic and believing in your game and your skills, and just following the process.
That's right. Absolutely. Just follow the process, and as you said, size doesn't matter. I mean, you get out there against, and I'm going to ask you, most times you line up, you're lining up against DBs who probably 5'10" or taller.
Yeah, taller.
How do you handle that?
My speed, my technique, mainly paying attention to older guys who I watch, such as like Aaron Brown or I want to say Deion Sanders as well. I watch a lot of his techniques, but just basically setting up my opponent in the right spot that I want him to be in, and don't allow him to get him in the spot that he wants me to be in.
That's right. And it is what it is. And most times you end up with the ball, right?
Yes, of course. That's majority of the time I end up with the ball.
Majority of the time you end up with the ball. So talk about, Quincy, while we're right here, talk about other things you do on the field. Kick return, punt return. Great season there as well. Can you kick out some numbers for me?
16 or 15 return touchdowns, not counting offensive touchdowns, and 8 touchdowns are called back
Wow.
on special teams.
Wow. That's big.
So, I mean, I believe that I had an outstanding year, but it could have been better, and I think it's going to be better after this game.
All right. Better after this game. Shane, have you all studied any film on Bingham as of yet? Do you feel this will be the toughest opponent this season?
Yeah, we've definitely,
I know you can't give away too many secrets, but
yeah, we definitely watched a lot of film on them. As soon as we figured out who we were playing, they were showing the huddle, and we're watching it as a team. They're definitely physical. They like to run the ball hard, and they're just a hard-nosed team. They're very disciplined, and they're well coached. So we have to respect them, respect what they can do, and respect their history, and just play how we play.
That's right. Joe.
Yes.
Same question for you. I know, as Shane said, you all have been studying film on this school. Do you feel like this is getting ready to be the toughest opponent of the season?
I mean, every game we go out there thinking it's going to be our toughest opponent. We can't think that a team is smaller than us or they're not worth playing us just because of their size or the way they play football. We have to practice as if we're playing a tough team. And our coaches tell us every day we can't just practice lazy or be lazy in practice, run our routes lazy and stuff like that just because another team we think they suck or something. We have to think they're the best or they're better than us, just like Nelson and Joe. We thought they were better than us, and they came out there and try to prove that they were better than us. They try to beat us, and that's how every team comes out there. They want to beat us. They want to be the one to say we beat St.Frances.
So basically, let me ask you about practice this week. Has it been tough? Or any weeks leading up to this? Talk about practice. Have you guys been indoors or outdoors? I mean, the weather's been...
We've been practicing at the Ravens Stadium this week.
Okay,
at
awesome.
Indoor facility. And
Awesome.
practice is always tough.
Right.
And the coaches don't let it easy on us.
Who's the toughest coach?
All the coaches.
All the coaches.
All of them are tough.
All the coaches are tough.
Nobody is more tough than the other. Okay.
They're all tough.
So even position-wise, position coaches, they're all tough.
Position coaches. To me personally, I think I have the toughest position coach.
Really?
On the team.
Coach McGregor's the
he's one of the toughest coaches that has ever coached me.
Coach McGregor, he's a legend.
Yes.
So he's been at this for a long time. He knows how to make great ones. So I can see that.
He not to say that he's never happy, but he doesn't want to be. He doesn't want me to think he's so happy and kind of let my head get up kind of big. So he's always on me. Even if he likes what I did, he's gonna find something little to tell me that was wrong so I can improve on it.
Right. So do you always feel that you're not satisfying him? You're not living up to his expectations, but something in the back of your mind says, I think I may be, but he's not gonna let me know it.
Yes and no, because at times I can tell that he's happy and proud of what I've been doing, but as a player myself, I don't want to let that happiness get too far, and at times he makes it seem like I'm probably one of the worst running backs on the planet, but it's to make me better and strong. So
That's right. Okay, Shane, who's the toughest?
Like they said, I think they're all pretty tough.
Who gives you a hard time?
Probably defensive coordinator.
Okay. So does he push you?
Yeah,
Is it the push?
He pushed me extremely hard, but it's all for the benefit of me and our team. So
That's right.
I can't really complain. I only thank him.
That's right. Quincy, who's on your case the most?
It's not really on my case. I get a lot of feedback from majority of all the coaches.
Good deal.
But toughest, I'll probably say Coach McGregor because he also coaches special teams.
Okay.
But my position coach, Coach Verb and Coach Jermaine Lewis. Coach Jermaine Lewis is actually very tough, especially when we're watching film one-on-one together. He's pointing out things that I'll never see without him, and he's broken down a lot of things for me, especially as a return because he returned for the Ravens a while back, and he knows how to set up moves and know when to attack a hole or not, and he had taught me a lot, so I think that he'll be one of the toughest on me.
He'll be one of the toughest on you. All right. So you all, you know how to deal with your coaches. You know what they expect. Have they talked to you all about humbleness and going into this game? You're coming off of a fantastic season. You're champions all across the board. Have they humbled you all this week with any discussions?
Always, every day.
Yeah, before every practice, we have Coach Posey gives us a Bible verse.
Oh wow!
And it actually really humbles us because we take religion very seriously within the program, and everything dealing with God is possible. So
that's right.
He really humbles us, all the players, and even the coaching staff as well.
All right, Joe, do you want to add anything to that?
No, not really. But they want us to always be how can I say this? Not to get too cocky. They always want us to be the best men we can be now and in the future. So coaches are always talking about being the best person you can be, and like Quincy said, before every practice we get Bible verses, and even the coaches, they have Bible study once a week. So yeah, they take humbling us very seriously.
Very seriously, yeah. And Shane, basically, you agree with what they're saying here. Do you have your own way of keeping you humble? I mean, number one running linebacker in the country. How do you remain
me here. I don't even pay attention to rankings, to be honest with you. So, I heard that from somebody else. I heard all med or whatever from somebody else. I don't pay attention to it because at the end of the day, that's not what got me here. Number one. Number two, it's somebody else's opinion of me, which I appreciate, but it doesn't really help me, in what I'm doing or where I'm trying to get. So, being humble, just hard work.
That's right, hard work. Joe, while we're over there, over 100 carries this season. What's your workout plan like? I mean, you touched the rock over 100 times this season. Really? Did you sleep with it? What's your workout plan like, and what do you plan on doing or focusing on this upcoming off season?
As my workout plan, I have all three of us, we have a pretty vigorous workout plan, you can say, and we take it very seriously, and most of it is mental, right. And before I go to sleep every night, the day or a couple of days before the game, I think about what I'm gonna do that game, and I picture myself being the best on the field and making somebody miss or scoring this many touchdowns. So I set goals for myself to carry on game day, and it gives me motivation.
Gives you motivation. Shane, what's your plan this upcoming off season, and is there anything that you want to work on to perfect?
Flexibility and speed, just try to work on that. And also, like to touch on Joe, working out, weights and running and stuff, that's all good, but we all try to eat right, and I gotta work on sleep, but I can sleep pretty well.
Getting some sleep, that's important.
Yeah,
getting sleep is important, right?
Everything matters, so just taking everything that you might think is little, like what you eat or how much you sleep,
right,
and just trying to really pay attention to it and maximize it.
That's right. Now, I want to ask you too, because I know you all three of you have vigorous workout programs. The both of you have really bulked up. How do you balance the bulk, and you need the speed as well? So do you keep that in mind with your workout programs and bulking up, and as you say, eating healthy as well? Does it all balance itself out?
Yes. For me personally, my whole life I've always been really bulk because it's a gene thing in my family. But my workout plan is to keep me bulk and to keep me flexible, and that's another thing that I have to work on this off season, because for the past 3 years in high school I've been dealing with injuries because I'm too stiff or too big, and I have to kind of lower my workout program a little bit.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
work on flexibility more.
Yeah, you, Shane, is kind of the balancing. Is it difficult, or you just make sure you keep a good balance of the two, the healthy eating and making sure you're not getting too big? Is that the same way as Joe is speaking of?
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to it too much. Like how I look or, the bulkiness or whatever you want to call it. And I feel like it always ends up balancing itself out.
You just look at it when you take your selfies.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. Kwincey, we're going to come to you. I want to ask, all three of you definitely have college in mind. Kwincey, what's the most important thing that you want to make sure school knows that you have to give, just not on the field, off the field as well? And what will you be looking for in a school, academic-wise?
So to give, basically academically, high school has really prepared me to go on to the next level academic-wise. Over the course, I've been on the National Honor Society, so I think I'm really prepared to take on any tasks that I'll be having in the future. Also, dealing with the college that I'm looking at is if they have my major, probably double major in business, economics or accounting. And also probably go in the medical field.
All right. So you like numbers?
Yes.
You like helping people?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me ask you, if a program said, we have economics, and we also want you to get out here and play this football, does it matter if they're offering scholarships, or would you be willing to walk on and play? What do you in mind there. It as long as it's a good school for you, and they can offer what you want, scholarship-wise or not, you just want to be in a good school.
Yeah, I want to be at a good school, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna just weigh out my options and see what's best for me,
Right.
and also see what's helpful for my family.
That's right. Absolutely. Shane, when it comes to academics and a school, what are you looking for on and off the field?
On and off the field, I'm looking for good people. You know, people that I want to be around and people that I can see myself with that are going to help me. That's just a degree that's going to help me achieve things beyond football.
Right. Now, are you looking for that family atmosphere as well? What St.Frances is offering in that coaching family atmosphere, you looking for that as well?
It plays a little bit of a part, but you know, you can't get too attached. You know, anything can happen. People leave, people come. So you know, you look at it, but you don't, hang your hat on it.
Absolutely. Joe, what are you looking for academics on and on the field as well?
On and off the field, like Shane said, I'm looking to be around people that are going to help me in the future and people that are going to lead me in the right way, in the right path. And for me personally, football is not, like, I don't live around it. My main goal is not to make it to the NFL. If I do, it's a great thing. But I want to pursue my dreams as a doctor. So, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
What type of doctor?
Neurosurgeon.
Wow. Okay, the next Ben Carson, right?
Yes.
So you're gonna run for president too. All right. Well, since you brought that up, I want to ask you guys, and I'll start with you, Kwincey. I know you said economics, possibly the healthcare field as well. Is there a possibility that the NFL comes up? Is that something, as Joe said, football doesn't play the biggest part? It's more important for you to be able to maintain your lifestyle.
For me, basically, I'm trying to get to the next level.
Right.
Football for me, after college, I'm going to see if it's there for me, which I think it is, because dealing with my work ethic and the people who's been helping me along this process, I think I have a great shot, basically getting a look at within the league. But
Right.
Currently, just basically having always keep my academics high and staying on top of my knowledge, getting
That's
smarter
right.
every day.
National Honor Society. You can't get any smarter than that. So let's ask you guys, what do you do outside of football right now? What do you, besides selfies that I know Shane takes, Joe, what do you do outside of football, outside of school?
Well, outside of football, I also run track. In my freshman year, I attempted to play lacrosse, but that did not work out. And
Well, wait a minute. Why didn't it work out? It's a ball and a stick, right?
Yeah, it wasn't hard. It's just the coaches didn't want me to lose too much weight because lacrosse, they run a lot and they do a lot of conditioning. They don't do as much lifting as football does. So.
Right.
And I was also dealing with a shoulder injury, so the coaches didn't want that to get any worse than it already was.
Yeah.
So,
Now, it's interesting you bring that up. Dual sport athlete. What do you guys think about that? Is it great to not only focus on football but other sports as well, so that you can, as you all said, the flexibility and things of that nature? Shane, what do you think about the dual sport athlete?
I like it. I played a whole bunch of different sports. I tried wrestling last year.
All right. What, were you successful?
Yeah, I guess I was okay, but
Right.
just the workout of wrestling was good for me, and lacrosse. I played lacrosse too. Played soccer, basketball. So.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
I
So
like it.
definitely a good thing to focus on more than one sport.
Yeah.
Kwincey, dual sport athlete. What do you think about it?
I think it's great to maximize your abilities.
Right. Right.
Um,
You did anything else? Soccer.
I did play soccer 8th grade year. I really like basketball
Okay.
a lot.
All
But
right.
besides from those two sports, baseball as well and boxing.
Okay. And boxing?
Yes.
Where'd that come from?
Boxing was our early childhood, but
Who's your favorite?
boxer,
Mhm.
Mayweather.
Mayweather. Okay, Money Mayweather. You guys into boxing?
Yes.
All right, who's your favorite?
I don't really have a favorite.
Don't really have a favorite. All right, Shane.
I'm gonna keep up with it.
Don't keep up with it. So, Kwincey, I'll just give you the boxing. So, guys, this trip is coming up next week. You're currently out of school, correct? And you're going to the West Coast. So you're leaving all the cold weather here. How do you think it'll affect you playing in the different weather conditions? You think it'll be a much better game for you all, or weather doesn't matter? Football weather is football weather. Joe?
Like you said, weather doesn't really matter. We'll prepare for anything, whether it snows, rains, there's a blizzard. We're going to play football.
You're going to play football no matter what, right?
And just like our coaches said to us, it rains outside, we're practicing, snows, we're practicing.
That's right.
So
That's right.
We're ready for it and prepared.
You're ready. Shane, what do you think about going to this lovely weather? Are you going to take your shades and your umbrella?
I'm not, either way on it, to be honest with you. I'm just going out. It's a business trip, so, I'm not looking to take pictures and stuff.
You know what? I'm going to check Shane's Twitter and IG and make sure I don't see any selfies. But are you looking forward to the change in weather?
Yeah, most definitely.
Definitely.
It's a nice trip for, the team and I.
Of course. Kwincey, what you think about going and playing that great weather?
I mean, it's exciting, especially to get away from this cold. But it does have a small role. You just got to stay hydrated, because the weather change can have a small effect on your body if you're not hydrated.
That's right, cramps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lots of bananas, guys. Let me ask you all, I want to switch over to your families, and Joe, we'll start with you over there. What does your family think about your success as an individual and as a team?
They're not to say they're not really, they appreciate it and they're very proud of me. And my parents are not always there to watch me play or to watch how I succeed. And Shane's parents and Kwincey's parents are kind of the ones who kind of keep up with my success.
That support system.
Lead me,
right,
lead me
so you have
the right path.
Right.
And I'm doing it for my mother and I and everybody else in my family that's been supporting me and stuff. And football wasn't my first sport. I've started off playing soccer, and how can I say this? Although my mother is not always there to watch me, and it could have been great for her to be able to.
Right.
But I know that she's out there trying to work to make money to keep food on the table. So she supports me in some ways, and I support her, and everything I do is for her.
That's right. That's what moms are for. Shane, your family, how proud are you individually and as a team? How proud are they?
Yeah, as a team, they're very proud of us. They see how much hard work we put in. They're there to drop me off and pick me up, so they know how long we're there, and they hear stories about what goes on. Individually, they're proud of me, but like I said, football isn't the end all be all. So there's other parts to my life in which they look for me to be successful in, and we're just blessed. To be honest with you, it's
That's
just a
right.
blessing.
That's right. Kwincey, what's the family thinking?
They're excited. They're also happy based on our success, but overall we came a long way, but not successful yet. Still have one more game to finish out the season as an undefeated team. That's
right. And I'm calling it the fifth quarter, guys. Fifth quarter. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. I need help from an economics major here. Is it 8 quarters to go? And then it's over? 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, economics major. You gotta help me out. So, guys, I want to know this whole football thing, and I know it's not the end all be all for either of you. What put you into football, Joe?
Actually, I got introduced to football when I was at a soccer practice. They had
soccer was big for you.
Yes, it was,
right.
And they had different practice fields, and I was walking out the field to go home, and I saw a local team from my area practicing. And in my head, it was like, oh my gosh, I want to get hit like that. And it was kind of, that's what.
Wait, you want to get hit like that, or you want to hit somebody like that? You wanted to get hit like that?
Yes, That's the weird thing, and they're all laughing about it, and I tell them that every day.
Right.
That's what kind of introduced me to play running back. I like getting hit and delivering the blows. I don't like doing the hit.
Right. So has that remained that you want to get hit like that? Has that remained?
No.
So we're gonna let you totally off the hook on that.
After a couple of years, no.
Okay, Shane's cracking up over there. Quincy, what put you into football?
So my first sport was basketball, but I started out doing tap dancing, which is funny, but
Really?
yeah, for most people,
That's awesome.
it wasn't for the passion of it. It was to get my feet work.
Your footwork, absolutely.
But mainly my father has been like a big supporter of me with football, and football is mainly my decision.
Right.
Because if anything, he started me out playing basketball. He was my first basketball coach, but I just chose the football route.
All right. Okay, Shane, you okay over there? All right, Shane, what brought football into your life?
I don't really know, to be honest with you.
Really? You just, well, when did you start? As a young tyke?
Yeah.
Middle school?
I started off playing soccer.
Okay.
And then baseball, and then played football. But it's just something that's fun, you know. It's a unique sport. Yeah, I think it's just fun. And then it became something to where my parents would have to pay for my college, you know. So it's just a good way to, in a way, pay them back for all that they've done for me.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to get into a little competitiveness here in the DMV. Of course, you all are in Baltimore, but still we kind of intertwine the DMV and Baltimore. The MIAA versus the WCAC, and we're not going to get too deep into it. I just want to ask you guys, if you have to compare, and I'm going to start with you, Joe, the WCAC and the MIAA, where is that fine line that makes you two either very equal, or are there some things that set you all apart from one another?
Well, I think, it doesn't matter. The conference is just based on what players the school gets and what the school is able to afford.
Right.
And, not every player can go to a St. John's, a good council. Those are like, you have to have certain grades, and then some players might not have the grades. And, it's just based on, and also how good of recruiting the coaches are. And, for example, our coaches, they go out their way they go to different states to recruit. And so does St. John's, a good council. But, and you always have to have, that kind of convincing attitude. If you're not telling another parent's child how successful or what they're going to get back from your school, they're not going to be convinced to go there.
All right. So when it comes to WCAC and the MIAA, you believe they're pretty fairly matched athletic-wise, because both conferences can go out and pretty much recruit their players.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Shane, do you think they're pretty equally matched?
Yeah, I think they're pretty equally matched. I've played in both conferences.
Right.
It was fun to play in both of them. I know people from, since a kid in both conferences. And, I think they should do something where we play each other, a couple times.
Absolutely. Let's do it. WCAC, MIAA, let's do it. Quincy, you think they're pretty fairly matched conferences?
I'd say yes. It's a lot of great athletes between both conferences, especially defensively.
Right.
The players that have to be matched up with. In the WCAC, they have great corners. MIAA, they have great corners as well. So I think the competitiveness is right there.
Right. And I have to say, I believe both have really good running backs as well. I've seen the tandems in both conferences and pretty darn good running backs. Now, if you guys could give me one team from the WCAC that you'd like to go up against. I mean, both teams fully stacked, no one with players out, players sick, players hurt. Quincy, I'm coming here.
St. John's.
Whoever wants to play us.
Whoever wants to play, doesn't matter.
Don't matter.
all right, Shane?
I want the top dog. Whoever wins their conference, I want to play.
So if the top dog was this season, it would be St. John's.
Yeah.
All right. Joe?
I'll say the same thing. Whoever the winner of the conference is, to me personally, it doesn't matter because I think we can beat any team in the DMV.
All right.
And, whoever wants it can come and get it.
All right. Whoever wants it can come and get it. So WCAC, MIAA, pretty fairly matched in these guys' eyes. Someone make it happen next season, and I'll definitely be there with my microphone and camera. Kwincey, I'm going to come to you right now. This game coming up next week, what will it mean to you to win it?
I mean, we got to give everything that we put into, starting from the beginning, starting from spring football, all the way through summer camp and up till now. It's just going to come out. The game's going to come out to whoever wants it more.
Right, right. And you are playing a team who's been here twice, has not won. They're back again. They have won their conference. They've gone undefeated as well. They're going to be 11 guys on the field, so it's all about who wants it the worst and the zeros on the clock at the end, correct?
Yes.
All right. Joe,
Yes.
what does it mean for you to win this?
It means a lot to the players and to the coaches, and we've been working for it since spring, like Kwincey said. Some of us since last winter, and it's gonna come up to who wants it more. And once the clock hits the double zeros in the fourth quarter, game is over. Win and celebrate.
All right. Shane, this will be televised. ESPN. I saw both ESPN and ESPNU, but we'll get that straightened out. What does it mean that this game is televised? Across the nation, people are going to be looking at you all. Does it put any kind of little hesitation or nervousness in you?
No, we're good. It means a lot because, it's just a platform so that, people who usually don't get to see us play can watch us play, and, you can see how hard we work through the way that we play. And it's a great reward for all of my teammates, for them to be, broadcasted like that. It's just a nice way to go out.
That's right. Joe, it's going to be televised. How you feeling about that?
Just to me, it's just a normal game, whether there are cameras there or not. But it's going to be great for the exposure of everybody on the team, to the people, the coaches that don't get to really come down here to see our players and what we're made of. Now they're going to be able to see that St.Frances is one of the best teams in the country.
That's right. Kwincey?
I mean, it's great exposure for us, but doesn't really matter. Just another game, another championship game.
Just another championship game. Hoping to come away with that trophy, correct?
Of course.
Now, when we talk about this game here and possibly winning this one, Joe, we're going to go back to the top of when we first started speaking. You said the haters. Do you think this will kind of tone them down a little bit?
I hope it does, but I know it won't, because there's still going to be people out there that are going to say it's not fair that we have this player on the team, we have a 5-star or whatsoever, but all that doesn't really matter. We're just a whole bunch of individuals who love the sport and who want to have fun.
That's right. How you guys feel about the plane ride? Is it exciting that you're going to be on a plane ride with all of your other teammates? How do you think that plane ride's going to be, Shane?
I'm going to sleep, personally.
You're going to sleep it off. Okay, Kwincey, plane ride, looking forward to it. You're going to put the headphones on and just kind of...
And just vibe out and just listen to music.
Right, right. Joe, what about you?
Like they said, listen to music and go to sleep.
All right, listen to music, go to sleep, get there. Are your schedules already set for practices and things like that when you all arrive?
We don't know anything about that yet. Maybe the coaches do, but we'll find out.
Yeah, you just kind of show up, put on the uniform, and play the game. What are you looking forward to? And I'm going to start with you, Shane. What are you looking forward to after this game next season? Are you already forecasting what you're going to do individually and how you're going to help your team again become champions?
Yeah, just getting back to the grind. After the game, come back, no time off, just get back to what got us there again. It's a repeating cycle, so, you treat it like you did last time, we won the championships or something, had to be right.
That's right. Joe.
Like Shane said, when we come back, we're going right back to the grind and doing everything that we did last year and tweaking the little stuff, the little mistakes, and you know, pushing my teammates and them pushing me, and to be the best, better than we were this year, next year.
Absolutely. Kwincey, what do you wish for these guys next season?
The same thing to repeat back in this bowl. Undefeated record, but also for them to get better individually and to remain humble. Don't let all the negativity or all the their accomplishments get to their head. Just stay on the straight path and allow God to guide them.
Absolutely. Joe, we're going to wrap up. Any parting words that you'd like to say, or just anything that you're feeling right now?
I'm tired. But no, I'm very excited for this trip, and I think the whole team is gonna have fun. The coaches are gonna have fun, and we're gonna come back with a trophy for the East Coast.
All right, trophy for the East Coast, and you're representing not just Baltimore, DMV, the entire East Coast.
Yes,
Shane.
No, not too much to say. Just getting ready for this upcoming week, and I'm just excited to go in with this group of guys. You know, they're a good group of people, so can't wait to see what happens.
All right, Kwincey.
Piggyback on what Shane said, just can't wait to see what happens and getting ready to the grind, especially tomorrow. Early morning practice starts with how we prepare tonight and going on throughout the week, because it's going to be a big week for us.
That's right. And I have the feeling you guys are pretty close-knit here, huh?
Yes.
All right. Brothers on the field and off the field.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There you have it. These three came in tonight to talk about the upcoming game, December 23rd versus Bingham. Going in as the underdog, we will all be watching and supporting the St.Frances Panthers as they represent not just Baltimore, not just DMV, but the entire East Coast. Joachim, Banda, Shane Lee, Kwincey Hall, I'm Monet Anderson. Thank you for joining in. Go St. Frances. Woo!